Hey everybody, I hope everybody's thriving. Listen, I got a question. Do you ever wonder what your purpose is? Why are you here on this earth? What are you supposed to be doing? I know a lot of people feel like they are in a slump. They just don't know what to do with themselves. Now, when we are young, of course, we don't worry about all of that because we having fun. We running around with our friends, doing what it is we want to do, and just enjoying life, I guess, as we should. We are not taught early on to think ahead to see what your life is going to look like in your 50s or your 40s or your 60s. It's not until you reach that point and you say, what have I done with my life? What have I been doing? What's going on? Now, granted, some people are very successful, and then you have some late bloomers that are trying to figure it out, still trying to figure it out. But everybody's on a different spectrum. You have some people that are very judgmental about other people, and I don't think that's right, but they don't know no better. They just work with what they know to work with. Everybody's not compassionate. Everybody's not patient. But going back to the original point, you go through all your life and then you get to a certain point and then you just like, you feel down. You've gone through a series of different friends or the seasons of different friends. Some people still have friends from when they were young in high school, middle school, even some, and the friends that they grew up in their neighborhoods with. And then you have, the friends that fell off for whatever reasons. You have a lot of friends that maybe were jealous, which sucks, especially if you're a person that was really trying to be a friend to others like I was. But we all have to be accountable for ourselves, our own lives. They say that there's three sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth. But we always think our side is the truth, right? I know I do. So that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. My side, they side, and the truth. But they be lying. So how is they side considered the truth? But it's really amazing how two people can be in the same situation but see it two totally different ways. And I get that I bring that up because, let's say for instance, in no shade, no bashing nobody, but if you were to talk to my soon-to-be ex-husband, even my first ex-husband, about our situation, our relationship, you would get two totally different stories. You would swear we lived in two different households and we were on two different planets because you're going to get two different stories. And of course, I think my story was, I know my story was the truth, but they know that their story was the truth. So that's why you have the middle. So, you want people to take your side and believe your side of the story, and they want people to believe their side of the story. But sometimes some people are really delusional about what they think the truth was in the stories. Some people lie to themselves so much that they start to believe their own lies. That's just crazy. I don't know what you classify that up underneath, but that's what some people do. But today I live in a state of gratitude. because you have to. If you want to receive more in life, you have to be grateful for what you already have. And when you've been through some things, let me tell you something, that opens up the gratitude, opens up your heart even more to be grateful for the things that you do have, because we take so much for granted. And I've talked about this before. And you have to be humble. See, some people, they will pray and pray and pray. They pray to God. They beg God for this, that, and the other. Very seldom do people thank God, but they always asking and begging. And they ask, and then when they get the very thing that they've been asking for, they forget about God, and they are not humble once they receive it. They get it, and it's like, all right, cool, good looking, God, I'm out. And then they go on about their business, but that will catch up to them later on. Because God will look and be like, oh, well, he already knew in the first place because he knows all, but he gives us free will. So he blesses you just so he can watch you become unappreciative and abuse the very thing that he gave you, or misuse the very blessing that he bestowed upon you. That is why it's important to be a good steward over your money and just over your life, and watch how you handle people. You have to handle people with care, because you want to be handled with care also, right? I know I do. But life is just one big lesson. We are all here. We're all interconnected. And we all here, we have a purpose. But so many times, people leave this earth not serving their purpose. So I don't care if you think you have, or you feel like you have, or maybe you've been diagnosed with having a learning disability. But do you think you're the first person diagnosed with a learning disability? There are plenty of people that have been diagnosed with learning disabilities, but they didn't let that get in their way. They did not let it stop them from becoming great or better than what they are or what they have been in the past. You can't take that information and just sit with it and let it depress you and keep you in a sulking state. You have to take that information, turn it around into something great. That's something you can talk about. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you are older, up in age, you've been through some things, and you feel like you have some kind of a disability or learning disability, what better way to express yourself than to get on here on the camera and talk about it? Because guess what? You're probably not the only person with a learning disability. You just might be the person to start the trend of getting people with learning disabilities who think that they can't progress. You might be the catalyst to set a trend to that, to getting people to come on here and talk about it, or at least to subscribe to you and listen to what you have to say about being an adult with ADHD or dyslexia or whatever type of learning disability you may possibly have. That's your purpose. Think about it. Think about, we were all gifted with something. People don't look at that as a gift, but it's a gift because you can share. You can share your experience. You can do better with that situation. That way you can motivate and inspire the next person that may be suffering or having challenges in that arena. For instance, when I was paralyzed, I wasn't going to let that stop me from moving forward. I wasn't going to say, oh man, I'm in a wheelchair, so now I can't do nothing. I can't go nowhere. I'm just stuck in the house. Absolutely not. Not only paralyzed, but diagnosed with a rare autoimmune illness that there's no cure for. Now it's considered an invisible illness because if I don't mention it to you, if I don't tell you about it, you would never know that it exists, that it's attached to me. But it does not define me. That's why you can't if you have any kind of a disability or learning disability, you cannot let it define you. You're going to just give up and just be like, oh yeah, I can't do nothing because. No, because this is out of here. Do what you need to do for yourself. Inspire yourself. Don't let that label, it's a label. Don't let that label dictate and determine your life. You say you tired of being broke. You say you tired of not having money. You say you want to travel. You say you want to do great things. You have a family that looks up to you, that you want to support. You might even want to move to an island and start your own little island business over there and get out of these states. Well, how do you think you're going to ever move forward and achieve that and accomplish that if you stuck on, I have a issue, I have a disability, I have this, I have that, whatever fear you have going on, because that's all it is just fear. And the acronym FEAR, for those of you don't know, but I'm sure most of you do know, it just simply means false evidence appearing real. That's what they say fear is. It's false evidence that looks real, appears real. It's not real. It's real if you make it real. But how about you make it unreal and live your life and move forward? Let me tell you something. The best thing you can do for yourself is go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Like they say, nothing beats a fail. You know, failure. Nothing beats a fail but a try. I mean, you're going to try anyway. See what happens. See where it goes. But stay the course. Stay consistent with something. You know, they say jack of all trades, master of none. It's nice to have a lot of things underneath your belt. That way, if one thing fizzles out, you can go to another trade and make money that way. But if you can master all of them, master all of them. But you just have to do them one at a time. So there's nothing wrong with knowing how to do several things. But start with something. I mean, you go to work every day and you go to work for those people. Did your learning disability stop when you go to work? I'm confused. Did your disability stop when you go to work for those people? I'm confused. Why don't you go to work for yourself? Why don't you do something for yourself? Do those people motivate you and inspire you to work there? Is that why you're there? Is that why you're so faithful to them? Who should come first? Them or you? You should come first. You got a phone because you looking at me talk to you. You got a voice. You got eyes. You can work the phone. It's easy. Why not go to work hard for yourself and be an example for your family? I don't know who need to hear this message. I might know a couple of people that need to hear this message, but I'm just saying, listen, only a hit dog is going to holler. And I'm saying all of this with love. Because, again, we start off as young people. So as children, we have that imagination. You know, we have this dream of the life that we want to have. And somewhere along the lines, that fizzles away. Probably all of the conditioning from school and the families that you grow up in and the brainwashing there. and all of the fear that's instilled in you along the way. Many are abused in many different ways, which is horrible. And so then that's where that whole childhood trauma comes in. Many of us experience or carrying around childhood trauma that still needs to be healed. We still have a lot of healing that needs to go on, because there are a lot of hurt people, damaged people out here. And if they don't get healed, you know, it just spills over, and it keeps going and it keeps going. And that's why, for me personally, one of my, I think, childhood traumas was how I was treated as a child by my mother. And so, and I think it stemmed from maybe, I don't think her and my grandmother had a great relationship. So I decided I'm breaking that cycle, and the Lord blessed me with a daughter. And I love my daughter. I love my baby. My baby, that is my boo. She is so beautiful. She's so sweet. She's respectful. I don't have problems with her. She's 18 now. I've never had a problem with her. She never stuck up the house. She don't be chasing no boys. She don't have no boys sneaking in my house. And we have a great relationship. A great relationship. And I love my daughter. That is my baby. So I thank God for blessing me with her. And that's our relationship. So at some point, you have to break all of those generational curses, as they say, and move on. But back to you doing what you need to do for yourself. Listen, I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. I want it for you. I want you to move forward. I want you to do well. But you got to want to do it for yourself. I mean, how much motivation and inspiration is it going to take for you to spring into action? That's all it takes at this point. After you get the motivation and you get the inspiration going, the only thing after that is springing into action. Put it in action. Like when you all fired up and you motivated, do it right then. Because when you sit and you wait, you get inspired, you get motivated, and you like, yeah, I'm gung-ho, I'm going to do this. Whoo, Lord. Then you go start doing something else, and an hour or two goes by, all that motivation, that inspiration is gone. And then you all up in your head all over again with that limited belief and that negative self-talk that we hear, that we listen to. Stop listening to that. It means you no good. It's going to continue to hold you back. Telling you what I know. Sometimes you got to just go for it. That's what I do. That's how I live my life. I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. When I bought my house, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. But I've always been the type to, I'm like, if it might be trouble down the line later, I'm like, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But right now, I'm finna go for it. So the landlord decided he want to keep going up on the rent. Oh, okay, well, I know what I'm finna do. I'm not finna keep allowing you to keep going up on the rent on me when I can make some moves. I didn't really know how I was gonna do it 100%. But I had an idea. As I sat and I thought about it, I'm like, okay, if I do this, add a little bit more money to that, I can have something triple what I'm living at right now. I think I'm going to be all right. And I just went for it. Now, granted, I ain't going to lie, and my lender knew this too. Somewhere inside of me, I was trying to self-sabotage the deal. I was, and she knew. She like, are you trying to kill the deal? Because sometimes subconsciously we think we don't deserve the things that we want, and we do deserve it. So that's why sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and you just got to go for it and do it. Get out of your own way. That's the problem. You are in your own way. You are all up in your head with that negative self-talk. I don't care how many affirmations you sit there and you listen to. Excuse me for that. If you are not believing it deep down inside, it's not going to happen for you. So instead of sitting around waiting, just go for it. Don't even get your feet wet. Jump in, dive in. Hopefully you have a support system. I'm sure you got some support. And even if you don't, you got support. Listen, go look in that mirror. That's your support right there. It's called mirror work. Go look in that mirror and look at yourself the way I'm looking at you in this camera. And talk to yourself. Write it down if you need to in the beginning until it's drilled into your head what it is you want to do. How wonderful you are. You can do it. You deserve it. You deserve it all. You have to tell yourself those things. I am enough. I'm beautiful. I'm gorgeous. I'm all that in a bag of chips. Listen. If you don't think it, who else is supposed to think it? You're supposed to love yourself enough first. How's anybody else going to love you? If you don't love yourself, who else is supposed to love you? People going to treat you how they see you treat yourself. If you treat yourself cheaply, that's what they're going to pick up. That's just like if you have a parent, right? And you have a friend that's always with you. I'm trying to watch my grammar while I'm speaking. You have a friend that's always with you and they see you mistreat your parents. If they don't have good sense or they weren't raised properly, guess what they're going to do? They're going to follow suit and they're going to treat your parent how you treat them. And if you don't correct them, they're going to do what they see you do. Same thing with how you treat yourself. If people see you mistreating yourself, being cheap with yourself, they're going to treat you the same way. That's why they say you have to teach people how to treat you. So treat yourself well. Get off of the fence. Get out of those excuses. We are seasoned individuals. We all have a story to tell and to share. It's about being vulnerable. It's about being transparent and honest. It's about being authentic. That's the big word nowadays. Authenticity. It's about being authentic. So you get on here, as they say, or I think DoDash started that, get your ass on YouTube as AZZ, because I be trying not to cuss. So get your AZZ on YouTube and do your YouTube videos. Again, what is it going to hurt? Nothing is going to beat that fail but a try. So I'm preaching to you. I'm letting you know I'm here. I'm supporting you. I got your back. Come in the comment section, ask questions, private message me or whatever. I'll give you my phone number. You can call me. I'll talk to you. But right now I'm talking to you through the camera. And I want to see you do a video. And I want you to let me know that you started a channel and that you are doing videos so that I can come and support you. Now, I've done other videos about starting a YouTube channel after the age of 50. What I've learned from starting my channel. And it's just a journey. But we can all take this journey together. There's no race. And if you get started now, the sooner the better. Then we can drift over and we can start talking about investing in crypto. I do a little bit of that too. Now, I don't know enough about it to talk about it or give it no advice, but I do a little bit of that too. So I'm dipping and dabbling in a little bit of everything. And so we'll just see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to let you go because I'll talk your ears off. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But listen, do start a channel. If you want to collab with me, let me know. Hit me up. I know how to work live stream. And we can go on live stream together, and we can come on here and we can talk and put videos out. I'm game. I'm up for it. Listen, I'm here. There's nothing that we cannot do. There's nothing that you can't do, but you got to get out of your own way first. Okay? Love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.